Hey, everybody, welcome to the show. I'm Sal.
I'm Ethan.
I'm Ben.
Oh, we did it in one, folks. We're going to be jumping into a couple of topics.
It's
Today,
almost
we're
like we have 10 years of practice doing that.
I would say yes.
No, but this is different. We're
like
not on the couch. It's all weird.
I know. It does throw us off because we don't have...
And yet we had the same order.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, that's old hat.
Yeah.
It's
is that old? Because I could have been like, hey, everybody, welcome to the show. I'm Ben.
Yeah, that would have been pretty presumptuous of
I'll
you.
be like, excuse me?
Like, what
No,
the
we'll take it out
hell?
again. Yeah.
Yeah, I would have been like, all right, that sounds great. Anyway, welcome to the show. We're talking about the Fantastic Four trailer, obviously, but I think we're going to mostly focus on the Jurassic World trailer and the implications. I want to really jump into Jurassic Park for a minute and kind of like say my piece on that whole franchise and get some insight. Colton45 from patreon.com/ComicPop asked, ComicPop movie is in the works. You each get to pick the actor that plays you. Whom do you choose and why? I think we should mix it up. We don't pick each other. Or we don't pick ourselves. We pick
each other.
Oh.
So we each pick an actor to play ourselves in the ComicPop movie.
Well, who am I picking? Am I picking me? Am I picking you?
You know what? Dealer's choice. You brought you open your mouth.
What
do you want? What do you want?
Is this set now or is this set back at the founding? What is the
man?
You know, because I got to pick the age of the actor. You know, really.
I think now.
Now, okay.
Yeah, and we'll just de-age ourselves. We'll use Marvel technology to make us younger.
For myself, I'm gonna go with Timothée Chalamet. I'm big into him right now. He's got a slight build. I feel like
pick yourself.
You can't pick yourself. You got to pick other people.
That's what I did.
Yeah.
Deal with it.
Oh, I see. So, all right. You know what? That was the harder one to pick anyway. So that works out fine. Ben, did you have a pick for Ethan, by the way?
No, I had a pick for you.
Okay. Because I had a pick for Ethan. I was going to have Tom Holland play Ethan.
Oh, Tom Holland works.
Right?
What did you say, Ben? Was going to play Sal.
Joe Manganiello.
Joe Manganiello?
Yeah.
I'm look him up.
All right.
Exact same facial hair, very similar.
Oh, yeah, that guy. Yeah.
He played Flash Thompson in the Raimi Spider-Man movie. He was Deathstroke in the Snyderverse.
He was in Magic Mike.
He's in Magic Mike. Yeah, that's a
good. I'll have Jack Black play me.
Yeah, you guys. That'd be so
perfect.
Weird.
No notes.
Yeah, and Kevin Hart as Ben.
Yes.
Well, I think for Sal, I'm going to go with The Rock. You know, because he's big. Because he's like he's a big name right now.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, we need to choose
we're not
the
going
numbers.
With The Rock. We're going with Dwayne Johnson.
That's right. Yeah, it's Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
To me.
Yeah, he'll always be The Rock. Well, it's not like he acts anyway that isn't just whatever he is anyway.
And he's got to recover after that Black Adam thing, so maybe he would look into take like a
smaller independent kind of character driven picture.
This would clearly be
exactly.
I'd have to go back a few years for this, but this is not just because of the name. Ethan Hawke for
Ethan Hawke would have been a good Ethan.
He would play a kick-ass you.
Yeah, I agree. I also would have gone with a Brandon Routh back in the day. I liked Brandon Routh as Ethan.
I can see that.
Yeah. The resemblance is definitely there.
It's true, yeah. He's a good actor. He could play the subtlety of Ethan. For me, I mean, like Charlie Day as Ben would be a no-brainer. That's something that I've wanted to see.
Oh man, I could see that.
Like,
in a heartbeat.
Oh no, it's me! Like just shove him in some flannel and let him go for it. And I think we got ourselves a movie. Like,
I don't hate that.
Right? Okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna stick with just going with people who are big right now and say Pedro Pascal for Ben.
I mean, that's
because he's just in everything.
Pedro Pascal's
I was gonna say that too.
Honestly, that's actually not a bad pick.
It's not.
He's got the facial hair. Look, the thing is, he's not going to shave the mustache, so it's going to be there no matter what. And you want that mustache. You're paying for Pascal mustache here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's actually not a bad pick, regardless of whether that's stunt casting or not. So Ethan, you've heard two different picks for Ethan's, or at least three different picks. Are you sticking with Timothée Chalamet, or are you going to move on to one of the outside suggestions?
I mean, Tom Holland's really good, and a big name.
Yeah,
and I think Brandon Routh again how old is Brandon Routh now? I mean, I haven't seen.
I'd say he's probably 50.
Yeah, he's too old now. You
I
gotta
know.
de-age him.
No, he's
We
aged
can
out.
de-age him. We got the technology.
Yeah, and he's got good genes.
Yeah. He also hasn't been in a movie, right? And well, I mean, he probably has, but not a movie anyone's heard of. So.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Buster Keaton.
Ooh. Mo.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with Tom Holland. I think Tom Holland's the way to go.
All right, cool. And who do we pick for Tiffany? We gotta cast Tiffany in this.
I mean, ScarJo's a good pick.
I do love a good ScarJo. That would be fun. You know, she's
do that.
just throw a pair of glasses on her, something she's almost never done. Kind of fun.
Yeah, that would work.
Yeah.
I'm getting hung up on the hair, which is pointless because it doesn't matter.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, you can put a wig on anybody.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Mm.
I honestly,
Redhead, it doesn't.
Because I think it'd be interesting, and again, this is another actor who has completely never done the Tiffany look before. But and maybe I'm biased, but like an Anne Hathaway would be fun.
Interesting.
Similar bone structure.
Yeah. Facial structure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see that.
Okay.
And again, she could be looking for a smaller picture.
Tina Fey.
I think
Glass
Tina
is
Fey's
funny.
too old. I guess you could de-age her. Yeah.
Again, you're stuck on this age thing, man. I'm talking about personality. What you bring to the table.
That's how we know Ethan would be a great Hollywood producer. He's like, oh nope, aged out. Get him out of here. Dinosaur gone.
That's $3 million right there. We're not doing that.
Mm-mm.
No,
Yeah.
we're not doing that. De-age.
Help me help you. And then I think we should leave it to the audience. What's the name of the Comic Pop movie? Again, Colton 45. Thank you very much for your suggestion. I don't want to get into it. I just want to hear what the audience has to say. Comic Flop. That's not bad. That's after the big fallout. But
oh my god, it could be us in like 10 or 15 years, and then all these actors we name that are too old play us in the future.
That'd be perfect. Yeah, that's great.
Wait, you're saying we're making a movie set in the future right now?
That's been suggested,
with the like hypothetical future of Comic Pop.
Yeah,
right.
Comic Pop in like 2035.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So the movie tells even though the ending hasn't been written yet, the movie version does have the ending already set out.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's more like a biopic, like the Elton John movie or any biopic.
Mm.
Kind of.
It's like a movie about a band.
It's more about like, all right, you know them now. What happens to them in the future? Where do they end up? Almost like Bill and Ted Face the Music.
Right. But if they never made any other Bill and Ted movies.
Exactly.
Yeah. So let us know in the comments down below what's the name of the Comic Pop movie. I'm not even gonna deign to suggest anything. We also saw the Fantastic Four First Steps trailer from Matt Shackman, who directed this flick. And that's coming out in July. I'm very excited about it. What were your thoughts, gentlemen, about this teaser that says nothing about it?
Well, it says a good amount about it.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
But you got Galactus in there, so that's like
that
I saw Galactus. I'm like, yes, I want that.
Yes.
So long as it's not the final scene of the movie.
Oh no!
If they cut on that where it's like, and what's going to happen next? Galactus to be continued. I will scream.
Yeah, that would be bullshit. I don't think they're going to.
No,
that is a danger, but I don't think it's likely.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if they're doing that, who the hell is
the Silver Surfer?
Not the Silver Surfer. No, who is John Malkovich playing?
I think he's playing the Red Ghost.
What?
I mean, you could make him the Mole Man. He's shrouded in darkness, but he's got the hair.
He's got a lot of long hair.
Wow.
Long gray hair.
He is not Dr. Doom.
No, they've already cast.
No, we know who Dr. Doom is.
We know who Dr. Doom is.
It's Robert Downey Jr. Have you not heard?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
perfect.
it's such an unremarkable decision that it just completely goes over people's heads. Exactly.
I love the fact that he was not in the trailer then.
Yeah,
because I forgot.
Yeah,
that's fair. Yeah. No, and the thing is, there's so many Fantastic Four villains that you could make a movie about. Galactus. You could make a whole movie about Silver Surfer. Lord knows they did already. Annihilus, Mole Man, the Red Ghost.
The rest. Yeah.
That guy who has the mental powers.
Oh yeah, Miracle Man.
Miracle Man. I was like, Mentallo. That's not right.
Yeah. And they already made other Skrull movies. Well, at least they made a Skrull show, and then they implied there were going to be Skrulls in the Fox movies, but they never really pulled the trigger on that.
Skrulls are passé at this point.
Well, yeah, especially since they were in one of the worst things Marvel's ever made, Secret Invasion, which was, I'm sure you guys checked that out.
I did, yeah.
It's really bad.
Nope.
It's
You're good.
You're not. It's not great.
Yeah,
it's not great. And
I didn't care.
No, and they used AI for the intro.
Really?
Oh yeah, no, that whole like animated segment that shows you, the credits. It's all AI, and it like is so glaring and ugly. Yeah, it's really frustrating.
Pain in the ass.
In fact, this movie's actually under some fire because a lot of like the marketing, like all the posters and stuff, people are accusing them of using AI for the posters as well. I don't
know how you would know. I mean, the style, like the visual style they're going for is like old, like 50s, 60s stuff, which looks like AI. So like that could just be they're accurately representing the art.
Yeah, there are a couple of like zoom ins on hands where like they look like they have like 3 fingers instead of 5 and stuff like that. I think it's probably a blend. I think it's like the posters are made by artists, but they may be using AI to like enhance or change or make some additions or subtractions.
Take this,
whatever they're doing.
Take this poster and make it look like this. Take this,
right? Exactly.
Yeah.
Except what ends up happening is they're just like, oh, it's the Invisible Woman. Part of her hand is missing.
No, all the posters are of like people, like regular citizens of the Earth.
Here's the problem with that like mentality of like, oh look, they messed up the fingers. It's got to be AI. Like,
yeah.
It does not have to be AI. Like shit like that happens all the time where artists take like shortcuts because you're not going to notice it. Right. So like you could go back in any animation anywhere. There's always like weird little errors and you can find
I noticed that. Check this out. The Simpsons only have 4 fingers. The entire series.
Right. Like people can make deliberate decisions that may appear to be AI. Like you have to, kind of think about it a little bit more than just say, oh, the figures are wrong. It's AI. Like not necessarily.
Oh yeah. Oh no. In fact, Marvel was already under scrutiny about it because they released this like poster for the Thunderbolts movie, and people were immediately talking about how it's absolutely got to be AI and it has everything to do with hands and fingers, and it is the fact that like Bob the Sentry's hand looks like it may have an extra digit, and I will show you. Right here, if you look on his on the left there, he got his thumb, index, middle, ring, pinky, and then right there on the left, you see like that looks like there might be another finger like shooting out the left there. But it turns out if you zoom out, it's just the same pinky. It's just bent.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense because
the
way the hand is curved, you're just not seeing the end of it.
Yeah. Right. But people completely lost their minds, and then they were like, fine, here you go, look at the full picture. And it was like, oh, because I saw this poster, and I was like, that's awesome. And then people were like, oh, you like it? You like AI, huh? And I'm like, oh, is it? I guess I could
Shut up.
I mean, people seem really confident that it is.
Yes, I do.
Oh, of course. People are instantly confident about everything online. It's just...
Well, that's true. I mean,
you can't
helps.
Look at us.
You can't listen to right, and you got to be able to distinguish between like that person's really confident because like they have good reason to be confident versus that person's really confident because they're just always that way.
Yeah, it's so rare that someone jumps in where they're like, I'm confident because I am a graphic designer who's worked for a movie studio for the last 13 years, and so I can tell you. No, it's always just like an armchair opinion person. It's just like, I
don't even have space to put all that stuff. I'll run out of room in my comment. I can't even explain the origin of my opinion.
Yeah, well, unless I'm paying for it, in which case then I can have as much room as I want. You can edit your tweets and make your tweets be long ass novels and stuff if you pay for it. Which, of course, why would you? But anyway, so yeah, there's some controversy about that, and I hate to say it, but there was some controversy about The Thing. People were upset about The Thing in this trailer, the thing that I thought was amazing and was so excited to see in this trailer.
It is amazing. Looks great.
He's
pick
the
a thing
looking thing I've seen.
Yeah, easily. But pick a thing that you have. Pick a problem, and they have one. His voice isn't gravelly or low enough. He looks horrible, according to people. Yeah, the voice is a little. It's light. They didn't
brow, but that was a classic Thing brow. That was the shape of his head.
Yeah, no, like Thing doesn't look any worse than any CG character I've ever seen.
Yeah.
You know, we're not talking about the Scorpion King here. He looks great. But yeah, people have an issue with the voice. I saw someone accusing the movie of being cheap because he's wearing like a shirt, and they're like, "Oh, they don't want to show the rocks because they want to save money on the CG. It's cheaper and easier."
Oh yeah, they're going to save a lot of money by not showing the rocks.
Yeah,
like,
but instead
animating probably CG too.
The shirt is CG.
His body's all weird. Like there's no one's body's like that.
Yeah, no, it's way cheaper to animate individual fibers in shirts that you're aware of instead of animating a rock man, something you've never seen before. Definitely, you're right on that. But no, the other thing is like, we actually just talked about like the first 10 issues of Fantastic Four and over on the other channel, and like when the Thing gets his costume, he has an outfit from head to toe. He's ripping the shirt off, folks. Like he's not going to wear that shirt for more than
wearing it the whole time. Yeah,
no, exactly.
But he had it on to begin with.
Yeah, but he also started with it, and that's another thing that's totally accurate.
He started with it, and like this is in the movie. He's wearing a shirt. What, the dinner scene? What's wrong with him wearing a shirt to dinner? He's not fighting anybody.
It's true. Yeah, he's not trying to impress anybody at dinner.
Yeah, but I think
you know how hard it is to get spaghetti out of rocks in your chest.
Mm-hmm. Right? Yeah, you don't want to eat like lasagna. You might get like sauce in your crevices. It's a whole thing.
You think he puts on a shirt to eat? I do not think the Thing puts on a shirt.
I think it depends on what meal you're talking about. If he's on the go, if he's having a hot dog while fighting the mole man, no, he's not going to change.
Yeah. Well, also, there's probably like Cheerios and milk like all down in there because breakfast, there's no way he's put a shirt on. He's crawling out of bed. He's going to the the fridge. He's making his cereal.
Oh yeah.
Does he power wash himself to shower?
I don't know what he does to clean himself, but I assume that like if I were the Fantastic Four, if I were Reed Richards, I'd have like a sonic shower or something like that Ben could just hop into. Like it's all just it's like it blasts him with like an invisible field that like is like a power washing, but without any water.
That's just Sue. That's just Sue hitting him.
There we go. That's even better. Save me some money, Sue. Blast Ben really quick. So get all the crap out of him.
That's not a bad idea.
I'm telling you.
It's a terrible idea.
Except Reed would quickly learn how to replicate her powers in a machine so that she doesn't have to be on hand every time.
Exactly. That's really demeaning.
But it is based on her.
By the way, Sal, what you're thinking of is an ultrasonic cleaner. Like for jewelry and things.
Yeah,
no, just thinking of Star Trek where they call it a sonic shower.
I am thinking of a sonic shower, but like I was thinking of something in real life where it's like you can't. I mean, even the way I've seen actually these great things, I've never actually seen it in action. I've only seen it like on the internet or something, and I really want to try it out. You can put your glasses in there, like in a little like pool.
Yeah, they're cool. I've used them,
and then it blasts.
It shakes the dirt and stuff off.
Yeah.
It's pretty gross. Like when you put stuff in there, they're using for jewelry a lot, and you turn it on, and you just see this
little cloud,
this cloud just come off of it,
of filth.
Water, and you're like, oh,
that's on my face all the time.
That. Yeah,
think about that. That's something that's going on a part of your body where grease and crud and grime and skin cells and dirt just get crammed into little crevices, and you never really take it out. If you've ever done that to a watch, like a metal watch, it's 10 times worse.
Yeah.
Oof, yeah.
Yeah, because stuff gets everywhere.
Do you have one of those for jewelry, Ben? Do you like put your plugs in there or anything?
No, I wash it with just soap and water.
That's fair. Yeah. I'm thinking about getting one. I'm thinking about getting it for Tiffany, really, because she wears her glasses 24/7, whereas I wear them right before I go to bed. They're still filthy, but
you do have to be careful because with certain materials, it will like break
it
down the material. Yeah.
Well, I understand that. Like
if there's like any kind of film or
if there's a coating, like
UV protection or like anti-glare or something like that.
I wouldn't really use it on glasses, unfortunately, for that reason.
I've seen them sold for specifically that purpose.
I know.
Well, again, it depends on the cleaner you use. If you use just ultrasonic water, you're probably fine.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I don't want to throw a bunch of chemicals in there. Anyway,
so the trailer is phenomenal.
Yeah, right.
I love the style that, as you mentioned it, the 50s, 60s aesthetic to it, of the vehicle, of the panel inside their room coming up.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, it was awesome.
Yeah, yeah. I'm hyped.
Yeah.
It's an interesting situation we're in right now where we're getting basically 3 huge movies in the month of July. We're getting Jurassic Park, Superman, and then Fantastic Four. And there is not going to be any like direct competition. They all come out on their own individual weeks. But I mean, I feel like I'm eating well. Oh, Jurassic Park.
Yeah, okay.
And JP comes first, then Superman, then Fantastic Four.
Okay.
And it's like
so Fantastic Four's got to break down Superman, in order to rise above.
Yeah, like Superman will be the #1 movie in America, and then it's just like, and then the next week, Fantastic Four will be the #1 movie in America.
Yeah,
unless it sucks, and then Superman will.
Or unless people just keep going to see Superman because it's a breath of fresh air.
Maybe Superman will be so great,
I mean, I don't see that happening, but I do.
But I hope so.
I want it to be like I want to believe that the whole world is like ready for this Superman movie, and that they're just going to keep going to see it like I am. I hope that's true, but I also want like a Barbenheimer situation. I think they're calling it like Super Fantastic, where it's like, just see Superman and Fantastic Four all the time. I'm like, I mean, don't twist my arm or anything. Come on. But yeah,
forget about your current woes and the trouble in the world and go see Superman and Fantastic Four.
Yeah, please, for the love of God, because we want these to succeed.
I'll see them. I might skip Jurassic Park. I don't know. I guess we're not talking about that yet.
No, you're gonna go see it. You are 100% gonna go see it.
I didn't see the last 2 in theaters.
Yeah, I saw them all in theaters.
This is a new timeline, right? Well, not timeline, but this is a new era.
It's a fresh start.
Yeah, but that's just what they're saying. It's still a sequel.
Oh, it is. Oh, it's straight up a sequel.
The ones that came before.
So
they just call it Rebirth. It's
right. Like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
So Jurassic World Rebirth is, of course, directed by Gareth Edwards, who I believe made the last 1 or 2 of them.
Well, that's not a Rebirth.
No, it is not. Wait, is it? No. Okay, so I've heard of this. I've heard of Gareth Edwards. Let's see his directorial.
Yeah, let's see.
No, okay. I'm mistaken. All right. So Jurassic World Rebirth is coming out. It is directed by Gareth Edwards, who you may know the name because he directed Rogue One, the Godzilla reboot, and some other movies that like you probably...
Which Godzilla reboot?
The good one.
Okay.
The one with the Halo jump in it.
Okay, yeah.
The one that eventually started fighting King Kong.
The one with Kyle Chandler.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, no, not the 2000 reboot with Matthew Broderick.
Not Shin Godzilla either.
Nobody's talking about those. Nor is anybody talking about Godzilla -1, which is also a fantastic Godzilla movie.
That is a great movie.
Not made by
non-American.
Unrelated to what we're talking about.
Yes, it's true.
So he made a movie about a big giant lizard like eating people.
That's true.
Okay.
So it's like, all right, well, you have some experience with this, some familiarity with shooting with CG and dealing with a big cast of large names and franchises as well, Star Wars and Godzilla. So
yeah. So the big thing about this one, though, for me is Scarlett Johansson.
That's interesting to me.
I
did
not know that until the trailer came out. I was like, whoa.
I had heard about ScarJo being like the lead of this movie for a while, and it is only in the context, like, I didn't know anything about Jurassic World Rebirth outside of the context of Scarlett Johansson is going to be in the new Jurassic Park movie. And if I heard about the new Jurassic Park movie, I also heard, and Scarlett Johansson's in it. Like, that's literally the only two things I knew about the Jurassic World movie.
Yeah, I guess I knew nothing about it. I didn't know what was happening until I saw the advertisement for the trailer.
Yeah,
and I didn't know it was coming out until you made us watch the trailer.
That's
it's literally yesterday.
Made you? How could you say that? The other thing that's interesting is that apparently David Coop is returning to make the screenplay. He adapted the first screenplay for Jurassic Park. His credits also include Spider-Man and...
So he adapted a screenplay. That doesn't mean that, like, shot for shot or the story is going to be good.
What do you mean he adapted a screenplay?
So it was a book. So you have to
he adapted Michael Crichton's book into a screenplay.
Yeah, and this is not based on anything.
No,
This is
it's
just
not.
a screenplay.
different.
Yeah, that's right.
But he did
But,
write this.
Yeah, and it's
he
like
was
David
involved
Co.
in the first one.
Yeah,
Wait,
and Cope wrote
did
like
he-
all kinds of flicks like that you might enjoy, like the first Mission Impossible movie and Spider-Man 2002 and like Stir of Echoes and Jurassic Park and Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Oh no.
Say what you will, Stir of Echoes was compelling. And
I know.
well
I'm
shot.
saying like he is a storied writer who has a lot of credits for classic movies,
But
including
is
the
he
original
the one
JP.
coming up with the scripts, or is he the one just converting
what's
it
he doing?
into the screenplay?
He's writing the script. What is he converting it from? Who the hell knows? I mean, like the other
Probably
writer
a page
listed,
and a half, like treatment.
Look at
the other writer listed on the IMDb is Michael Crichton, who has been dead for many years.
That's
So-
just because it's his IP. You
Just
have to
get
get
Exactly.
it on there.
So
Yeah.
for me, it's like, oh, so it's David Cope's writing it out of whole cloth, which does give me pause because he also wrote King of the Crystal Skull from whole
Right.
cloth, and it's like, oh no.
But he also didn't write any of the Jurassic World movies prior to this.
That's right. That's right. And that may be why this feels like a reboot, or at least why they're calling this Rebirth, because like this is going to be a fresh, new
crew.
franchise.
Yeah.
Like it's essentially we're going to do this very minimal story. Any of the good things said about this trailer that we saw were, I can't believe they're going kind of small with it.
Mhm.
You know, it's
Yeah.
just they're going
I'm
to.
gonna cut you off right there. Going small with it, we saw a giant tank with some prehistoric monster in it grabbing somebody. We saw all of the dinosaurs in the ocean circling the boat. We
Yeah.
saw the pterodactyl or whatever the heck it was up in the sky after they climb a mountain, and the giant dinosaurs coming out of the mist for them. There's
Yeah.
nothing
Yes.
small about this movie.
Well,
Except for the scope, because
Yeah,
it's all
the-
relegated to an
it's
island
all
over
one
there. They're not
location.
saying
It's
like,
not globe hopping adventure like Dominion was.
nor is it the implication of like, oh, the whole world is different now because we're going to
Right.
have to coexist with dinosaurs. Because like the last franchise,
Yeah, that's what they
they
tried
completely-
to like do.
yeah, they're like, well, we'll reboot Jurassic Park. We'll just have them go to a park, and then the next two, I don't know, the dinosaurs get out into like the world.
Yep. And now people got to deal with dinosaurs. I mean, that was
Right.
the end of the second one.
Yes, and then the third
Really?
one was like locusts.
Yeah, but also there's dinosaurs everywhere, and there's like a black market and dinosaur like trade and stuff. And it was like a James Bond movie. They were like flying
yeah.
all over the place, going all over the place. There were set pieces in different cities. It was like, I didn't hate that movie, but I'm like, this is not the same thing that
No.
you're doing.
No, this is Mission Impossible with Jurassic Park.
Yeah,
That's
we've
right.
gone-
That's right.
We've got
And
very
it's like-
far afield, and
it's
honestly, for my money, they didn't take that far enough.
Yes.
Right? As we've talked about this, Sal, that
Yeah.
our preferred future Jurassic Park sequel is Dinosaur Man.
Yeah, is dinosaur human hybrids. Yeah.
With, like, machine guns
Either
and stuff.
either
Like,
evolved dinosaurs to have sentience and humanoid bodies, or
Mhm.
half man, half dinosaur
hybrid.
crossbreeding.
Yeah,
Hybrids.
yeah.
Where you
Oh,
have
I thought
like,
you were trying to go Dinosaurs.
Well, we talked about that too, but
we talked about that a little bit, but Dinosaurs is its own IP. Like, if you want to make a Dinosaurs movie, you know, we're available. Call me Hollywood. But in the meantime, if we're trying to save the Jurassic Park franchise here, you could only go with like Ninja Turtle looking dinosaur men. And one of the things that I had to ask you guys about
That's just
regarding this trailer,
Goombas from the Super Mario Brothers movie.
yeah, they are
It
straight up
is.
ugly ass
It is
dinosaurs.
like that. That
Yeah,
is a
yeah,
good
that.
comparison. Yeah,
That.
but looking better than that.
Better than that. Yeah, no, I'm
Better
talking
than-
more.
Better in the terms that they don't look like they've devolved mentally as well, like intelligence wise, only because you need them to be able to perform good functions. They have to be like an
Yeah.
imposing force.
And
Yeah, no,
I
the
would
Mario
want
Brothers
them
Goombas.
to resemble a real dinosaur, right? Like, I'd want one with like a Triceratops head. He's got the horns and stuff, you know, like a distinct dinosaur profile, but just like bipedal and like it can like hands and stuff.
Yeah, no, you want a dude who's like built like a brick shit house, but his proportions are Triceratops like, but integrated with like human musculature,
Mhm.
so that he's the stout one. Like,
I
he's
want
the
a
Gimli of the
street
two.
shark, but a dinosaur.
Yes,
Where, like, the
you
head
have
looks
a
like a
brontosaurus, where it's like,
dinosaur.
it's a regular guy with a brontosaurus neck. Like, it's that's a movie.
That's
That's a movie with the Jurassic Park logo just waiting to be made.
That's
And,
Teenage
and-
Mutant Ninja Turtles dinosaurs, essentially.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm in. That's what I want. Because
I don't know if it's about them or if they are characters that our
I want
heroes
them
have to
show
deal
up
with.
in it.
Yeah.
Like I want them to be like, our protagonists have to deal with this crack team of mercenaries to infiltrate the island to do blobbity blue.
Right.
And then when they show up out of the helicopter, 6 dinosaur people come out of it.
Yeah.
And they have like names.
They're like fast broken down, and they're like they got like military gear on and stuff.
Yes.
And they're using like lingo, like
what I'm thinking of
and so forth.
What I'm thinking of is the Michael Bay Ninja Turtles Bebop and Rocksteady. That's what I'm thinking of.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Where they're unapologetically freaks.
Yep.
And they are also retaining
but they are
humanity.
Into it.
They love it. They're like, my life was like, I have 2 birthdays, okay? The day I was born and the day I became a Triceratops.
And I only celebrate the second one.
Exactly.
Yeah. I finally fulfilled my life's ambition to be a dinosaur man.
Yeah. I am a raptor.
That's who I am. Now I look like how I feel on the inside.
Exactly. That's what I want. Unfortunately, I don't think we're gonna get that.
No, we're never gonna get that.
Which I feel like is the easiest thing they could do, because I saw a suggestion on the internet just the other day that was like, we got to take them into space, and I'm like, that's not the first jump you make.
Wait,
like that's
the dinosaurs.
Yeah, you gotta take them into space. What does that mean? Take them into space.
What does that even mean? Yeah,
they'll just be confused,
right? And it's like
they're animals.
Again, if you want to see dinosaurs in space, we don't need to pay good money for the Jurassic Park franchise. Dinosaurs again is just sitting right there.
Yeah, that just do that movie separately. Yeah,
just do that movie, and get you know who you'd get to make a dinosaurs movie. Just as a quick tangent here, you get Super 8's J.J. Abrams.
I was just gonna say J.J. Abrams. I can't believe. And I was like, no, he's gonna say something else. That's so funny. What is he even doing now? You could probably get him for not that much right now.
That's what I'm saying. Is he is so not busy. And he has like the ability to ape off of Spielberg without being Spielberg. That you can.
That's all you need for a Dinosaurs movie.
Yeah,
that's
it's
what
just
you
like,
want. You're gonna get M. Night Shyamalan though.
I know. Yeah, you're gonna get someone like M. Night Shyamalan who's like, I always loved Dinosaurs.
I don't even want it.
Yeah, and I'm like,
it's gonna be great.
No, you didn't.
I had this great idea of how it's not gonna be what you think it is.
Yeah.
Ever since I heard about Dinosaurs a week ago when I was handed the script, I have loved Dinosaurs.
I don't even care if he was a big fan and has the prototype action figures. I don't want him anywhere near that franchise.
Yeah, no.
But no, you get a bunch of kids on bikes. Yeah. I don't know. Here's my question. Do you set Dinosaurs in the past? Like, do you set it in the period that Dinosaurs was relevant?
Yes. It's a period movie, 90s.
Period movie set in the 80s.
Oh my God.
80s,
early 90s. Denver the Last Dinosaur, directed by Steven Spielberg?
Denver the Last Dinosaur is also a good idea.
Yeah.
And it's just ET, but a dinosaur.
I mean,
Denver the Last Dinosaur is a little less heavy than ET.
It's less heavy, but
it is, but it's the same basic like concept, right?
That's true. Like, kids find, other character.
Yeah, who's like who comes from,
far
he
away.
comes from the past or whatever, but he doesn't belong there. They adopt him. They put him in like costumes, like disguise him and stuff. Like
shenanigans.
Like, your friend's crazy.
Yeah,
it's like that is clearly a dinosaur.
Right.
You do not think that's another kid. That's
right.
Madness.
And you're worried that the government's going to take him away, but he puts on an awesome rock concert, and everyone's on board.
And you get pizza tacos.
It's
and boom,
it's nowhere near as good as ET.
No, I mean, like
it doesn't have any of the same.
We're not having the same conversation here if we're talking about trying to make it as good as ET. It's not possible.
But it is derivative of it.
Yes, and we can promise it'll be better than Mac and Me.
But not as good as Encino Man.
No, that'd be hard to do. Although Encino Man is basically Denver the Last Dinosaur, but cheaper. They were like, what's Denver the Last Dinosaur?
Because you don't have to make him a dinosaur.
That's literally it. Holy crap. Encino Man is Denver the Last Dinosaur, but it's just a guy. That's awesome.
They were going to put him in a suit, and they're like, the suit looks terrible. Can we just make him a caveman?
That's kind of like a dinosaur.
Yeah. Well, you know what happened? They saw that Whoopi Goldberg dinosaur movie, and they were like, oh, you know what? We're never going to do that.
Oh, yeah, like T-Rex and something?
Theodore Rex. That's right. If you've never seen a scrap of Theodore Rex,
I've only seen the cover of the cassette tape.
Yeah. Ethan, picture Sinclair from the show Dinosaurs hanging out with Whoopi Goldberg dressed like Jumpin' Jack Flash.
Okay, I have seen references to this. This is madness.
Yeah, this is a movie that she desperately tried to get out of making, and was like just under penalty of death, torture, and litigation was she in this flick. But yeah, they were like, "Uh-oh, we're gonna get another Theodore Rex on our hands. Make it. Can we just who's in the suit? Some nobody named Brendan Fraser. Yeah, he's conventionally attractive. Just make him a caveman. Can we get Pauly Shore in this movie? Oh, we can? Oh, now we got a movie. I've not seen Encino Man in probably 20 years. I wonder if it holds
why
up.
would you have?
Yeah, I guess that's true.
At what point would someone be like, hey, you know what we should watch? Encino Man. Like,
I mean, Ben's the one who mentioned it. There's a non-0% chance
Ben, I would
100%
believe would say that, and you would say no, like anyone.
Right. No, I don't know. I don't know. Because now I'm intrigued. I'm like, I wonder if it holds up.
Okay, well, you guys can watch that without me. I am.
You don't want to see Encino Man?
There's 1,000 movies I would watch again before Encino Man.
I'd rather watch Schindler's List than Encino Man again.
Ethan would rather watch Biodome than Encino Man.
I would not. I
never saw Biodome, so yes.
You're good. Do not worry.
What about Biodome?
He said yes.
There is no Biodome 2. What about Ace Ventura 2 When Nature Calls, which is now, it is turning into like a cult following misunderstood masterpiece. Like people are talking about Ace Ventura 2 like everyone who slept on this movie is a fool. Like this movie is brilliant.
I didn't sleep on that movie, but it's not brilliant.
One time I was on a cruise, and the only two movies that were playing on the cruise, they had like a little theater, were Get Shorty and Ace Ventura 2 When Nature Calls. I saw Ace Ventura 2 12 times.
Hey, at least they weren't playing Titanic.
That's true. But I also voluntarily saw Titanic like 12 times. But that was because I was on dates and I was like,
but you weren't seeing it on a cruise.
No, that's true. Yeah, that would put a damper on the whole thing.
Just a bit.
Ace Ventura 2 though, yeah. I mean, like the rhino scene alone. But you know what it reminded me of? It was the shadow puppet sequence, which also killed me. When they're showing,
I didn't see it. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my god, yeah. I don't care for Ace Ventura 2. Like I prefer Ace Ventura 1, even though there are massively problematic sequences. Like it doesn't age well, but it also is really funny. But yeah, Ace Ventura 2 is equally problematic. It also probably didn't age well. But well,
it's made the next year, right? So it's got all the same like sensibilities.
I mean, the same writer.
It ramped to 11.
Yeah, the difference is the writer of Ace Ventura 1 is the director of Ace Ventura 2. Because the original director of Ace Ventura 1 was like, I'm good. Meanwhile, I think Ace Ventura 2 cost like $30 million and Ace got $15 million. Like it was just half the budget went to Jim Carrey coming back to be Ace.
Yeah.
And
what are you talking Ace Ventura 2? Oh, yeah, that's true. No, he earns that $15 million.
He acted the shit out of that movie.
Oh, the slinky sequence on the stairs. Yeah, there's a lot of really funny things in Ace Ventura 2 and Nature Calls. Anyway, we're here to talk about Jurassic Park. My question to you, gentlemen, is this.
We're here to talk about Fantastic Four.
We're still talking about Fantastic
Four. No, we transitioned. This was an official topic.
Actually, before we get into Jurassic Park again, I want to ask this one more Ace Ventura question.
Okay.
Would you accept today?
Can you feel it? This
Ben as Ace Ventura's son. No, would you accept an Ace Ventura 3 today?
With
Jim Carrey's back. Jim Carrey's back. Ace Ventura 3.
Because here's the problem. Jim Carrey, while I loved his work in Ace Ventura, it was a different movie at that time. He has grown too much as an actor for me to believe that he can go back and do that. Now, I understand that he's Robotnik.
He also came back for Dumb and Dumber.
I don't like Robotnik because I know Jim Carrey can do better and more amazing things. He transitioned to serious stuff.
I kind of like him to debase himself.
You're disappointed in him? You're like, I expect better from you.
I love Robotnik.
Come on, Jim.
I love that character.
I've only seen those movies because of him.
Yeah,
I only saw the first one. I didn't bother seeing the rest.
it gets better. They get better as they go. Well, I didn't see the third one, but the second one's better. And then I've heard the third one's even better. So like,
well, there's a huge sequence that has like gone viral from Sonic 3. Because in the movie there's 2 Jim Carreys, like there's 2 Robotniks.
What? Spoilers.
Or whatever. Or Robotnik has a grandfather.
He's got a grandfather, yeah.
And the 2 of them dance through lasers, which I'm like, what is it, 2004 again?
When you say dance through lasers, you mean like a laser grid, or
it's like a laser grid?
It's like they're infiltrating, like entrapment, like they're trying to break into.
Okay.
Everyone always thinks of entrapment. Well, we do anyway.
Immediately, and you know why? Catherine Zeta-Jones.
It's in the trailer.
I'm sorry, I think
in the
James
trailer.
Bob Strike Back.
That's true, but Jay and Bob Strike Back is making fun of those movies, like Mission Impossible and Entrapment and stuff.
Yes.
By the way, I also have never seen Entrapment, but
nope, neither
I haven't either.
I know that sequence in the trailer. That being said, anyway, so the Robotniks are going to infiltrate this facility, and there's like a huge laser grid, and they're wearing anti-laser suits. And to prove their superiority, they do an elaborate dance number together. It's the same actor. It's the one guy. He does it twice with himself. And people are doing fan cuts with different music in it. Like they're just going for broke on this Robotnik dance.
Do they like it, or do they think it's stupid and funny to?
What's the difference anymore? No one knows whether they like
it like
anything.
Performance art where he's like intentionally doing like really goofy, terrible stuff. Because that sounds like a nightmare to me. I'm like, that's like the scene where I'd be like, is it?
Oh yeah, no. If you're watching it, you're gonna be like, yeah, you know what? Hang on. I'll throw it up to you guys.
But is it the tango from True Lies?
No. The funny thing is, the tango from True Lies has a purpose. Like that sequence is.
You're saying this dancing sequence with the 2 Robotniks doesn't have a purpose? It's to show how much
capable
they
and
need
awesome
to one up each other. It's to show their ego.
Yes, their ego and their superiority.
Character development.
Yeah, one keeps trying to lead and the other refuses.
Yeah, but when they do it the whole movie, it's like, all right, here we go.
All right, here we go.
Christ.
Wait, can you do this, or is this gonna?
I can't play the music. It's just.
Oh, I see.
Wait, I don't want this shit in the corner. Hang on.
Get rid of that shit. Get that shit out of there.
Yeah, that shit out of the way. Maybe it's this. Does this have anything? Damn it! There's always these fucking watermarks and shit. All right, fuck it. Well, anyway. Whoop.
I love this Jim Carrey playing an old Jim Carrey and a slightly older Jim Carrey.
I like that the old Jim Carrey can move just as adeptly as the younger Jim Carrey.
That's because regardless of which Jim Carrey you're looking at, it's still the Grinch.
Yes.
And he's very animated in his movements.
It's just Jim Carrey. Here we go.
Are they not worried about the lasers hitting their heads?
They
are not.
Well, the lasers conveniently never go that high, and they don't go far enough to the side to hit.
Correct.
That height. So now they're challenging each other to, even though we don't need to, I bet you can't like dodge these lasers.
Yeah, no.
What? Oh, they're not trying to avoid the lasers.
No.
Oh, I thought that's what it was. They're using them as if, I'm in a dance. I'm in a
Oh
club
yeah, no,
with
it's
lasers.
not like that. No, it's much
see.
more gratuitous than that.
Why is this happening?
This is where you find out they're dancing to "I've Had the Time of My Life."
I mean, you could throw that in there, and now suddenly it is that.
All right, what do you think it is, Ben? What song do you think they're dancing to?
It's definitely something modern.
It's new. Yeah. You would never know.
We wouldn't know it. Yeah.
I don't know. Pentatonics. That's my guess.
It is called Galvanize by the Chemical Brothers.
Oh.
Okay. That's not bad.
Okay.
You familiar with
I know the Chemical Brothers.
All right, then yeah.
Sounds familiar. It's from a while back.
Well, that makes sense. I mean,
2005.
Anyway, what the hell got us on that? Oh, yeah.
You want to do one more thing?
Well, that's right, Jim Carrey. Yeah, so it's like, I mean, the fact that they did this spectacular physical sequence that is made for literally nobody but Jim Carrey.
Mm-hmm.
I think he could probably pull off Ace Ventura 3. The thing is, what do? You know, how do you do it? Like, is he a father? Because they made another, they made like an Ace Ventura Jr. movie, but like, we can just ignore that the way that everybody ignores Home Alone 3.
Right.
But, you know, I like the idea that he like either never reproduced, or that he has like 100 children across the world.
One or the other. He's a man of extremes. So
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. Like he just donated sperm a lot, and so
I think he should have no children, and it's never commented on or addressed. And it's just like, no, he loves animals. He doesn't want children.
Yeah,
he fills his life with animals.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Occasionally he flings with women, but like otherwise, that's it.
Yeah, he likes women, but he's not like interested in being a father.
Right. Yeah.
Like, did he get married? Did not get married? Who, maybe in the past. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Yeah. He's not married in this movie because he's got to have a love interest who's like 20 years younger than him.
Of course. Well, naturally, that needs to be in the movie because it's a movie after all.
Because it's a movie and it's also Ace Ventura 3, so it's not like it has integrity.
Yeah. Although Ace Ventura 3, I don't think he has like a love interest per se. I'm sorry. In Ace Ventura 2, I don't think he has like a girlfriend in that movie.
No, he is in love with the woman from the tribe in Africa that he goes to visit to save the bat.
I thought he
Did they explain what happens to Courtney Cox?
No, they don't.
It's one of those.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's like Austin Powers 3. Because Austin Powers 2 brilliantly writes her out.
Elizabeth Hurley.
Yeah. Well, yeah, she was a friend boss the whole time. I'm sorry, spoilers.
I thought that was going to be a thing they do. Like, I thought Austin Powers
like every time
with Heather Graham being a fembot. And they're like, so sorry. Yeah. And they were like, no, make no reference to it whatsoever. I'm like, fine.
I love that. Only for the fact that then Mike Myers could be like, what? I've got a fetish.
Yeah, I like robots. I have a type. No. Because the reason why I even the only reason why I brought up Ace Ventura at all was because Jim Carrey has commented where he's like, I do The Mask 2 again. Like, I do The Mask again.
I heard that, yeah.
And I'm like, I'd watch The Mask again.
I would watch The Mask again. I think I more prefer the Ace Ventura franchise, so I would want to go Ace Ventura 3 ahead of that, but I'd watch either one.
That's true. Yeah.
For me, the original Ace Ventura is like one of my favorite like movies. I've only seen it like 2 or 3 times, but like it was this pure experience where I'm like, what is this? Like, this is amazing. This is so deranged.
Yep.
It's just perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Truman Show 2.
Oh, God.
It turns out they never stopped filming.
Right.
There's been people following him the entire time.
The whole thing is an elaborate
shots, people with like secret hidden cameras everywhere. He thought he got out, but there's like this dark web show of his life, and he has to re-infiltrate the network to kill the director.
Honestly, you know what you just made? The show. The Truman Show, like, because they wouldn't make a Truman Show movie, but they would do like a Black Mirror-esque, HBO Max streaming series called The Truman Show. And
because it's a show. It's the Truman Show.
Yeah. Plus, I spent $1 trillion to make a streaming service no one asked for, and so here it is. Like, here's our content for it. Did you know Disney Plus lost 700 million? Like, I thought. Sorry, how many people? How many? Disney Plus. Disney Plus from October to December lost 700,000 subscribers.
From October to December of this year?
Yes.
Why?
Probably because no new content came out.
Because it's unsustainable. Because no one wants this shit. Also, they keep raising their prices like every 6 months.
Yeah.
That is the problem.
And it's the thing that I've always been saying, which is just like, there can be only one. Like, Netflix conditioned the audience to expect streaming content, to expect original programming for streaming content. Like, Netflix set the standard. but the audience only has the stomach and the allowance for one-stop shopping, easy streaming. That's what they want. They do not want this a la carte 17 different options thing. They'll put up with it because, you know, we've completely fragmented media consumption to the point where, like, you can never get an audience of people that is large enough to sustain the King of Queens audience at this point. Like,
so I think you could do 2 or 3, but I'm basing that on the fact that you always did, right? So when it was cable, you always had the buy up. You always had the HBO. You always had the Showtime. But they're small.
Well, you had to buy up to cable, and then you had to buy more into the premium channels.
And you bought on top of that, and they were a little bit they weren't as much as just cable was, right? But they were a significant chunk for like one channel, right?
Yeah.
And I think HBO would persist. So to me, it's like, yeah, you could do Netflix, and then you can have an HBO, and then maybe one other, you know, that people will tolerate, and that's about it.
Yeah, it's called Disney Plus. Like, that's the one. Like, the other one is Disney Plus, and only because of the brand recognition. And even then,
because it's Disney. Netflix gets all of the homegrown stuff, all the pre-made, you know, their own individual stories. They get to be creative. HBO just gets to show all the movies that have already been made.
Right. And also,
well, like, HBO's been making stuff for a while. I think they're pretty established as a
HBO.
TV.
Yeah, HBO makes premium TV. Netflix makes shows for the
Netflix craps out shows constantly. HBO has one premium show per year.
Netflix. HBO, you want a Boardwalk Empire? You go to HBO Max.
HBO should be like Dragons. You know, one season every other year of a like very expensive like sci-fi or fantasy show.
Yep.
You know, and maybe put Lord of the Rings on there. Forget them on freaking
Prime.
Get them off
Amazon.
Prime.
It's stupid. Yeah.
Yep.
And do like a real thing, not what they're doing. And then, you know, again, maybe one other Showtime or something. I don't know. And that's
Did you guys watch Rings of Power?
No,
I did. Yeah.
I watched the first season.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not watching the second season.
Oh, so you're a regular viewer of Rings of Power? Because
you're like most people. Yeah.
No one is like, oh, Rings of Power. That's my jam, baby. I love fake Lord of the Rings.
Once it got to the end of that season, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me with all of this?
Yeah.
I was done.
Yeah. It I feel like it gets a little better in the second season, maybe. I don't know. It's better in some ways, worse in some ways. It's there's no reason.
It's Lord of the Rings melodrama.
It is very much that. Yes.
Yeah, I'm not here for that.
It's dragged out for too long.
That's the
but
problem.
Also weirdly compressed. It's like it's weird. Like the wrong things are dragged out, and then some things are, in order to give like equal airtime to each subplot, they have to like drastically expand the one that you don't care about and like hyper compress the like very complicated like political, you know, plots about what's actually going on in the world in order so we can get equal time to this like, you know, story of people walking around. So it's like problematic.
So your problem is the proto-hobbits.
Yeah, the Hobbit stuff, it's like it's not interesting enough and there's not enough happening to justify the screen time. But it's supposed to be where the like emotional core is or whatever. I don't know. I don't even know. Or it's just supposed to be like draw in people who like that kind of stuff, who like the Hobbits. But I'm like, you don't need Hobbits. Lord of the Rings.
There's a whole other franchise about Hobbits. Like, you're good. It's called Lord of the Rings.
The area you're trying to cover, they're specifically not important. They're only important at all in Lord of the Rings because of the mission, which is like
they're not important. Like
they were never important before. That's the point. Even someone small can change the world.
Yeah. Not like hobbits are the go-to heroes of the world and always have been. Like what?
Yeah. Why would Bilbo be special if that were the case? That's insane.
Right.
And we do not have time to get into the mistake.
That's a whole other episode
of Paramount Plus and the Star Trek.
Oh God.
Franchise, where it's like, how do we fix what we're doing with Star Trek? It's like, go back in time. Don't do this.
Just stop making that.
Burn it down.
Like, don't ever start doing that, because if you think that you're going to make $1 billion running multiple Star Trek franchises at once, you are insane, and there's no helping you. Like, that
wasn't even tenable back in the 90s
it was popular.
When TNG was at its apex and they tried to run Deep Space Nine at the same time. Like, even that was not tenable.
Yeah, they had to run 3 shows. And then even then, I think TNG was over by the time they had like Voyager and Deep Space Nine at the same time.
Deep Space Nine overlapped with TNG, and then Voyager started right as TNG ended.
Right.
And
So it's
overlapped
like
with the end of Deep Space Nine.
They never had
Babylon
3
5
concurrent
fit in all
shows.
this?
That's happening around the same time as Deep
Unrelated.
Space Nine.
Yeah.
Unrelated as well.
It's over there.
And Farscape too?
Farscape was
Farscape's
later.
a little after that.
Yeah.
I want to say Farscape was like 2000.
But nobody cares about Farscape.
Both Farscape.
I mean, people
like,
do. People care a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Nobody
Thankfully,
cool cares about Farscape.
We're not throwing rocks at the Stargate audience though. Because
No, not at all.
There are so
No, because they will
many-
hunt us down.
Yeah. Including my wife.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, she's
One of
like,
them is very
how
close.
dare
No one
you
else would
make fun of
bother to hunt us
Stargate?
down.
Yeah, exactly. Stargate. I remember seeing that movie and being like, what? And
All right,
then they were
there
like,
was a second audience question, right?
yes, there was. Well,
Wait, do we need to move on? I feel like we need to move on.
we need to move on. We're done with that. But I had one question about I had one question about Jurassic Park.
Yes, it was Jurassic Park you went to. Or Jurassic World. Rebirth.
Yeah, it was Jurassic.
Yeah.
It's
The
Jurassic
franchise.
Park.
It's the
Because
Jurassic
it's all-
Park franchise.
Because how many Jurassic Park movies are there? There's 3 Jurassic Parks and there's 4 Jurassic Worlds.
Now there's
There
4.
are what?
About to be 4.
Yeah. There's one good movie out of those. There's literally only one good movie. They've only made one.
I feel like Jurassic World was also good. I liked Jurassic World.
I don't think it was good. I think it was
really
fine. I think it was better than
I call
3.
fine good.
I think it pandered to the current modern movie audience.
Definitely.
And that's the
Yes.
problem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it was lazy.
It's definitely pandery. I still enjoyed it.
That's fair. I understand. Was Jurassic Park ever a franchise?
No.
And I don't mean like literally because like
Yeah, it
obviously it
shouldn't
is.
have been.
But like
I
yeah,
mean, it
like
is.
Jurassic
But,
Park
like,
is not a franchise.
Did it make sense for it to be a franchise? No.
Yeah.
It was a series of books. If you have
No.
the
It was
books,
2
how can it
books.
not be a
It was
franchise.
2 books. 2 books. 1 book and then a sequel that Michael Crichton felt pressured into writing by like
The Lost, exactly, because like it made so much money.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
does it lend itself? Does the premise lend itself to being a
No.
franchise? I think it doesn't either. I think it was
it's
folly
stupid.
to ever pursue more Jurassic Park.
Okay, had you gone back to the original island in the second movie, you uncover the canister in the mud, and that's the only
sure.
way it can survive.
Yeah.
You have a good second movie to
Yeah, if you
drop.
make a real sequel to Jurassic Park, I think you have a good second chapter.
But
But
what would happen?
some jerk
Like
is
they
making more
open a new
dinosaurs over
park
there,
and
you know, like,
then the same thing happens? Like
No, they don't open a new park. They recover the DNA. They use dinosaurs
And-
for genetic experiments and to create bioweapons and a chemical industry. And
so where's the
pharmaceutical
dinosaurs? Are there
drugs.
dinosaurs or not? It sounds like there's no dinosaurs in this movie.
this sounds
there's
like a
dinosaurs.
James Bond plot now.
Where,
They
how,
eventually
where did
break out and cause havoc.
Oh, okay.
Well, so on the mainland. So they
Like
yeah.
Lost World, but better.
Like Lost
yeah,
World, but
or
it's
the
different. It's
Jurassic
much
Park
more
second-
sinister
or Jurassic
in a
World second.
corporation sort of sense.
Yeah, all right.
Which is
I agree
sort
with
of
that.
like Jurassic World 2.
right.
Yes, that is kind of like Jurassic World 2.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
They
not
did
bad.
that.
that,
and people didn't
But
like
it's
it.
not human
Not very
testing.
Hmm.
Yeah. So here's,
No clone
here's
babies.
I don't know if did you guys read Jurassic Park?
I know enough about what happens in the book, but I've never actually read Jurassic
Okay.
Park.
So at the end of the book, the island's destroyed.
Yes, they blow it up, right?
They blow
Like,
it up. They bomb. The military bombs it.
Yeah.
So when Michael Crichton wrote the sequel, he had to write a second island. That's why there's a second island in the movies, because they're like, this is an adaptation of the sequel book.
But, but they didn't blow up the island. Like, why didn't they just go back
yeah,
to the
but your
original
movie
island?
ended completely differently. So it's like, yeah, but we got to adapt Michael Crichton's sequel. So that's
But
why
you
it's like
didn't,
that.
because
That set them on like the wrong path.
Because, like,
Yep.
there is no T-Rex in San Diego, right? Like,
Correct.
that's not
Correct.
like,
They
you didn't
add
adapt
that.
anything.
The whole third act does not happen in the book.
I'm also certain there aren't any gymnastics kids kicking raptors or anything. either
No,
in the
but
book. Like,
loosely the structure is similar
okay,
up till the point where they leave the island.
right.
How about
There's a lot of
fixing a
changes.
T-Rex leg with gum?
That's in there. Yeah, they do.
Oh,
It's more technically explained
oh, sure.
in the books why the gum is a useful thing, right? It's like
Yeah.
more
Is it
interesting.
natural tree sap gum?
No, it's because gum is biodegradable, so it will break down, but it will hold for a certain amount of time, and it's like stretchy in the right way that it will hold
cool.
the dressing on. So yeah, one of the characters actually like explains why that's like the perfect solution there. But in the movie, it's just like, oh, gum, perfect. And I'm just like, don't even bother. It was interesting because they explained specifically, scientifically, why gum would be a good choice. And it's kind of neat in like a MacGyver-esque sort of way.
And it would have to set. You can't just put it on there and then 2 minutes later the dinosaurs walk around. It's gonna fall off.
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember what the explanation was there, like how they but it was, I bought it when I read it.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I bought gum fixing a time machine in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
There you go. Yeah,
you don't need to really like have a suspension of disbelief in Bill and Ted. Bill and Ted is like a joke.
You're already there.
You're already in it. Like if you're not buying the premise, like there's no helping you.
Yeah. I'm very impressed with the fact that we've made it 10 years doing this. That's great.
It's true. Yeah. No, I'm routinely amazed and excited that like we are still happy with this and still continuing to do it.
Still doing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't
people are
you keep picking some good books. If you keep picking some, some stinkers.
Oh yeah, it's gonna drive away.
There's been a few where I was like, I don't know if I can do this anymore. But you're
real game. I'm feeling kind of sick this week.
Yeah, and maybe for the rest of my life. But it's nice to see the audience.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, so long. The audience also recognized it. Like we're seeing people like whenever we get like new audience members, they're like, "There's like 10 years worth of this show."
Like what?
Like, what the hell? And this is the first I'm hearing of it. And
Where
I'm
did
like,
this come from?
Yeah, and I'm like, so YouTube is not promoting us. Like, there's no effort being made. No. But so thank you for your question. If you want to submit your own question, we solicit them every week on patreon.com/compop. That's just a place for you to directly support the channel and its infrastructure. I have currently about 9 buckets collecting rainwater from the ceiling in our studio, and every bit helps to maybe find a new location. So we appreciate your support. So gentlemen, what are you excited about? This is the week that we're recording this. The big game is dropping. Is there anything that they're advertising from the big game, considering like big trailers and commercials and stuff like that you are looking forward to seeing? Yeah.
Seen like during the Super Bowl? No, I haven't seen anything like, but I wouldn't, right? Like I don't watch TV. So like, other than like occasionally Netflix, I don't watch anything that has commercials.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Like I'll watch stuff on HBO or Max, as it's called now. I'll watch stuff on Netflix, on Crunchyroll. I'll watch YouTube. I'm not seeing commercials.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I see commercials on YouTube, but they're not pushing people to watch other media.
Yeah.
Items. So you're never going to see something that's like a reference to like a commercial you see in the Super Bowl. There was something I was watching. I can't remember what it was by chance. I think it was with my mom or something because she sometimes watches content that has, media
like
type
TV.
Commercials. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was like a commercial that was like, it was like a non sequitur because it was like in the middle of like a plot line. I was like, oh, if I watch TV all the time, I'd probably have seen like the commercials that came before this. And, and it was I think it was leading up to like a big ad that they're going to do in the Super Bowl, right? That's part of this like ongoing plot line or whatever. I'm like, oh, I remember when I used to watch commercials and know about that and be like, oh, I can't wait to see what, the new Budweiser commercial is or whatever. But it was just weird and out of place. It was like, what is this even? What do they advertise? I don't even know what you're talking about.
Can you imagine trying to appeal to Gen Alpha in any way? Like,
with
where
ads?
do you start?
You just gotta. That's why if I was advertising for the Super Bowl, I would not try to do anything like that. I would just be like, I hope you catch this commercial when it airs, and I can't make reference to anything else in like the media ecosystem that I know you're not consuming. It's just gotta stand on its own.
Yeah. Well, and then I'll take
and
it.
Like 3 PR guys come in and be like, "Skibbity toilet."
Well, that's what you would have to do because that's how you got to get them.
Yeah, exactly.
That's probably what the commercials will be.
100%. They'll just be movie trailers and skibbity toilets, and then they can take that and then just dump it on the internet the second the Super Bowl's over.
Yes,
just be like bombarded with this $6 million commercial that they made.
I mean, we made
like
it.
12 cents to make.
Why won't you watch it?
I can't believe, like, during the holidays, I think Coke made a fully AI commercial, and the audience, like, from the internet at least, was, like, outraged, and I saw it a lot. Like, Coke was completely unperturbed by the outrage. They were like, well, but I made it and it cost me no money. Like, this is the
Mhm.
future now.
Yeah,
Either
get
get used
over
to
it.
it or shut up.
Yep.
Like, your
You're
options are
still gonna
nil.
drink our product.
This is what we're doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even need to advertise, so it doesn't bother me that you're mad. Like, you're still
Yeah, that's the
buying
thing.
Coke,
Yeah,
but
you're
you're
gonna
not
buy
gonna
in
buy
all the
Coke
time.
because you don't like this AI ad. Get out of here.
The
Yeah.
problem is if you stop advertising, people would be like, "What's happening with Coke? Are they receding? Are they going away?"
Right?
Yeah, that's true. They
You
do
have to have
yeah, they
some
do
kind of
now have to advertise every so
ad
often.
presence. It's
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
a little like temperature read. Do people still know we exist? Okay, good. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
Like us.
Do they
when we
like
make this podcast. They still like it.
Yeah. So to answer your
But,
question, nothing.
Yeah, no, same here. I'm just hoping that there'll be a longer Fantastic Four trailer.
That'd be cool.
Right?
Have you
But
heard
I'm-
anything? Are you familiar with any?
there was a big
spots coming up?
there was a like terribly handled promotion that featured Meg Ryan and Billy Crystal in their Harry and Sally costumes. And people were like, what's this going to be? And I'm like, a Super Bowl commercial, moving on. And sure enough, it was. And so they're doing like Harry and Sally things. And I'm like, who
Are they doing
on
a new
earth?
movie?
No. They're just bringing those characters
they're
back
just referencing that
to sell shit.
I see.
Yeah, like I
Nice.
believe it's a mayonnaise commercial.
Sure, that sounds
Like she eats a sandwich and has an orgasm because it's so delicious, you see.
because the mayonnaise is so good.
But then, like the
in the
mayonnaise
movie.
also like splatters everywhere.
Yeah, now that would have been an Academy Award winning ending. If like she ate that sandwich and then then off camera they just shot Billy Crystal in the face with like a splotch of mayonnaise.
What?
You know, because she's having such an orgasm, Ethan.
Yeah, you see.
Right.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, wait, what?
But that's it for us today. So we'll see you guys next time with another episode here on this channel. Make sure to
Oh, I
like
love
the
that we're
channel.
ending on that.
Yeah. That's what you come to expect here, folks. But we'll see you guys next time. Thanks a lot for watching. I'm Sal.
I'm Ethan.
I'm Ben.
Bye.